Ever since the Cowboys' playoff blunder in the wild card round this past season, Mike McCarthy's job security has been a major talking point. Despite public support from the team's front office, the topic of his job security seems to always swirl, and when he was asked about that to start a media availability Monday, it was a bit salty. It's irritating that the first question you asked me has nothing to do with how I do my job. He told David Moore of the Dallas Morning News before leaving for training camp, "I show up every day for work to win a championship. How do we win today? That's what I'm asking. My viewpoint, it's not a story," he continued. "It's a media-driven narrative, or at least a narrative driven outside of my realm." Nick, should McCarthy be worried about his job security?
Absolutely. Every coach in the NFL outside of Mike Tomlin need to be worried about his job security. He the only one that worked for a man that don't ever fire nobody and also has been successful the whole time he's been there. So he should be worried about it. And I'm confused. Like, it's the job. I'm confused why he's upset that he was asked this question. It's a question going to be asked. Sean Payton is lurking in the background. I think if you look at the quote, what it came down to is he ain't like that. It was the first question. He wanted, you got to warm him up a little bit. You got to give Mike McCarthy a little foreplay. You can't just jump right in with the good question. He wanted you to just like, hey, what's your plans for the offense this year? What changes are you going to make? He acted like last year wasn't full, or not full, like last year was not punctuated by clock management issues. Yeah. Not just in the playoffs. Like, you aren't the offensive coordinator. You aren't the defensive coordinator. You aren't the special teams coordinator. You the head coach. The clock management issues that you had throughout the season, those fall on your lap. And with Sean Payton out there, of course we're going to ask those questions. That's the only story there is to talk about with you.
I think people are reading the tea leaves, right? We're tea leaf readers, and that's why we ask the question. So we look at the early tea leaves, and it says, okay, Mike McCarthy, against the Los Angeles Chargers, you couldn't find the clock because somebody was standing in front of you. Somebody else couldn't see the clock, so you sure messed that up. And then we look at the end of the San Francisco game. So you call a draw. You said it wasn't enough time, but you had practiced it and worked it, but it didn't work. And this is why you're now sitting at home. That's not good. So it seems apparent that you guys have clock management issues. Oh, wait, you're the most penalized team in the NFL. That's a coaching thing and discipline thing as well. That starts with you because you're the head coach. Okay, let's read more tea leaves. Oh, Dan Quinn, we're going to give you an extension and we're going to give you more money. We're going to tie ourselves to you longer than we had before. Oh, hey, Kellen Moore, I love you too. I'm going to tie myself to you more and longer than I had before. Mike McCarthy, we're going to wait and see. Oh, Sean Payton, I don't want to work for the New Orleans Saints anymore. Sean, do you plan on coaching in 2023? Sure, I'd love to be back in. Oh, this is getting exciting. Whoa, oh my gosh. And so what do we do as we do our jobs, which is to seek information? Yeah. We get the information, we wrap it up, and we ask the coach a question. Coach, how do you feel about your job security? You know what happened if you ask Andy Reid that? I feel dang good. You know what happened if you ask Bill Belichick that? Well, we don't really focus on that. All we do is go to work. You know why he can focus on going to work? Because his job is not in jeopardy. You know why it bothered Mike McCarthy? Because he knows he ain't done a good job.
Yeah.
I have actually told Molly this earlier, saying a hit dog's gonna holler.
Yeah.
That's why I hit closer to home to him, because he knows what he's doing. He knows that a lot of these blunders that happen, and you laid it out perfectly, RC, were on you. The most penalized team, that's on the coach. Yeah. These decisions, this time management is on the coach. You're not doing a good job for the biggest, it's the most expensive, biggest, it's one of the names
most
in the world.
Organization.
In the world.
It is,
And you're running it
sports,
and don't know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yes. The hit dog hollered. That's why he got so upset. Hey, ask me this first. What do you want us to ask you? What do you want us to ask you first, brother? Like, what you want? Like Nick said, you want a neck massage and some eucalyptus oil? Are you going to win or not, young man? What are you talking about?
You told me too much. Eucalyptus oil? That's how y'all kick it off?
No.
Hey,
this is not the show.
Okay, my bad.
This is not
I got some stuff for you, bro.
Yeah, good job. Good job, RC. Good job, RC. Reel us in. Molly, get us out of here.
You know those...
Get us out, Molly.
Pop me on camera real quick as I sip my tea. Time for a commercial break. There's no shortage of talent in the NFL, but which team is